Isaac is a first-time caller out of Ontario. Let's see here. Isaac, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse. How are you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I have to say, Jesse, I think that you are one of the funniest people I have ever seen in my entire life.
Amazing. And never was trained to do it. I don't know where it come from.
Amazing.
Thank
Never
you.
trained.
That's right.
So, Jesse, I wanted to call in and ask you about animal rights.
About animal
So
what?
I take it animal rights.
Oh,
Like
okay.
human rights, animal rights.
Okay.
Yeah, so my question is, why aren't you vegan, Jesse?
I like meat.
Right, but I mean, if you liked the taste of humans, would that be a good reason to eat them?
If I like the taste, yes.
You think that it would be like morally acceptable?
If it was right to eat and I like the taste, I would have to go with human meat.
Okay, so just to be clear, if someone tastes good to you, you think that it's moral to eat them?
Well, I would never eat a human, but I would eat animal meat.
But do you think that it's a moral problem to kill a human and eat them
Yes.
because they're tasty?
Yes, that's a moral problem right now.
Okay, so then the fact that it's tasty doesn't seem like a very good reason, does it?
But what does that have to do with animals, though?
Well, I asked you why it is that you aren't vegan, and you said you like meat. It's tasty.
Right.
So I just took that reason and I applied it to humans.
Oh, I see.
It seems
But
like the fact that
animals
something's
and
tasty-
humans, there's no comparison between animals and humans.
Okay, so why is it that taste is the justification in one case but not the other?
Because animals are here for the needs of people, whereas people are not here to be eaten by people.
What does it mean to say that they're here for our needs? What does it mean for them to be here for something?
For food, for whatever else they do. But they're here for people to eat.
But what is it? Okay, so I understand you're saying that the things they're here for are food or whatever else people need, but I'm asking what it means.
But they're not here to be treated.
for that
The one thing that they are not here for, they are not here to be treated like humans.
Okay,
And in some
well,
cases,
my question
animals
is-
are being treated better than humans because there are some people who don't know how to deal with human beings, and so they are not. They're treating humans worse than they are animals because they can't deal with humans.
Well, I think we should treat everyone as well as we can without being a beta, right?
Beta mouth.
Beta. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's beta to care a bit about animals, at least enough not to kill them. So I'm just wondering, you say that they're here for us to eat them.
Right.
What does it mean for something to be here for a purpose? How do you tell what it's here for?
Well, God created animals below man, and he created man in his image, right? And so the animals are here for men, for human beings. Are you a vegetarian or something?
A vegan.
You
So
a
it's
vegan?
Like vegetarian.
You
Yes,
a vegan?
Like vegetarian, but also no milk, no egg.
Oh, okay. And
No
why
animal
is it that you don't eat meat?
I think that animals should have moral consideration.
Why?
I can't think of a good.
Why?
Well, I think they're sentient beings who can experience well-being and suffering, and it would be wrong.
You think they're
to
what?
make them suffer.
You said sensitive being?
Sentient beings.
Oh,
So,
let me
like, they
ask. Have
if-
you always felt that way? You never ate meat?
No, I used to eat meat. Yeah.
And you joined the animal rights people, then you stopped?
I didn't really join them and then stop. I came across information, I looked into it, and then I came to determine that what we're doing to animals just disagrees with my preferences.
But you're the man. You're supposed to lead the right way. Don't listen to those people. They have no idea. Those people are cowards, and they don't know how to deal with other humans. And so they're trying to find something to make them feel good about being wrong. I would recommend you not go along with that.
Try to lead the right way is what you said. So I think that the right way is not murdering animals or people.
But if you notice, the people who are in that so-called movement are either women who hate men and beta men who can't stand up. You don't see real men a part of the so-called vegan or animal movement, whatever they're doing. I would recommend, as long as you follow those people, you're going to be beta.
Well, I mean, I'll run that risk. But, Jesse, what if I point you to people in the vegan movement who totally fit your definition of a man? You know, they're in shape, they have their life together, they have a wife, they're happy. I mean, there's nothing about being vegan that means that you can't be a man.
But that doesn't fit my definition as a man.
Oh, okay. Well, what about that doesn't fit your definition?
A real man has been born again. Until he's born again, he's not a real man.
Oh, yeah. There's men who are Christian who are vegan also.
No, not real Christians. They probably just read the Bible and name and claim, but they're not Christians.
Wait,
those are beta Christians because if you notice, you have a lot of men who are part of the Christian movement, but when you really notice, they're not real Christian men. They have not become Christian. They just became like their mothers are in the church in the Bible. They don't lead the way to anything.
Well, Jesse, I'm not too versed in the Christian religion. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm under the impression that Christianity doesn't tell you can't be a vegan. It doesn't tell you have to, but it doesn't say you can't be a vegan.
Well, when you
tell you anywhere you have to eat meat.
When you become a real Christian man of God, you can see the right way to go, and you can see if you, in all things, you do moderation. Moderation in all things. So if you eat meat, you're going to eat it in moderation. You're not going to stop eating meat just because the children of the lie or the beta Christians are saying don't eat meat. That doesn't make sense. All things in moderation.
Do you think that the Bible says somewhere that you have to do all things in moderation? Because there's things that you probably shouldn't do at all according to the Bible, like murder, right? So it can't be that the Bible tells you to do all things in moderation.
Well, it does tell you all things in moderation. When you do it in moderation.
What about murder?
Well, you should not murder, but you should protect yourself.
It's not all things in moderation.
But you should protect. You go on extreme now from eating meat to murder. There's no comparison.
Oh, yeah. The only reason I mention murder is just so we can establish that the Bible doesn't say to do.
But when you eat meat, you're not murdering.
Right, but just murdering humans would prove my point, right? You're not supposed to murder humans according to the Bible, so the Bible doesn't tell you to do all things in moderation.
But when it says don't murder humans, talking to the children of Satan, that is one thing they should not be doing.
Right.
But if you notice, though, if you notice the people who don't eat meat, they'll kill a baby inside the womb at the bat of an eye, and even up to the 9th month, they're willing to kill babies in the womb, but they don't want to kill an animal. What do you say about that?
Oh, well, I would say that's not true of all vegans.
Yes, it is.
Who are against abortion.
I haven't met one yet.
What about, well, I mean, one example would be Corey McCarthy. How about Corey McCarthy?
I don't know.
Vegan YouTuber.
I don't know who Corey McCarthy is, but I do know that those people who are into not killing animals are truly into killing babies in the womb.
So you might know his wife. I know you know some people on the alt-right, right? Do you know Tara McCarthy?
No. Not that I'm aware.
Right, YouTuber.
What?
She's pretty well known. She's got anyway, her husband, Corey, he's a vegan and he's against abortion.
Well, I don't know him, so I can't comment.
Right, but I mean, I think it's fair for us to acknowledge that there's vegans who are against abortion out there.
I doubt that.
You have to be pro-abortion.
I doubt that.
Okay. Well, if I can prove to you that Corey McCarthy exists, will you acknowledge this point?
I mean, I'll take him if he says that he's not for abortion, and likewise he's a vegan. He's not for killing animals. I just have to take him at his word. It wouldn't mean anything. He's just one person, but I do know that those people who are against killing animals will kill babies in the womb at any point.
Okay, I think we can maybe agree on something here, Jesse. So I'll agree with you that more vegans are left than right. So there's more vegans who support abortion than who don't support abortion. Absolutely. But there are still vegans who don't support abortion.
Okay, you may be right, but I just haven't met one that I'm aware.
Yeah.
And,
Okay,
and,
well, I
and
don't
you're
wanna
right.
eat up
I
your-
mean, it's never not all for everything. You always gotta find
Yeah.
somebody that is not into
Sure.
whatever.
Okay, so if we go back to your other point, it's not that the Bible says to do everything in moderation. It tells you,
Do
don't
all
murder,
things
for
in
example.
moderation.
What about murder?
It said don't murder at all.
Yeah, so not all things in moderation.
All the things that all the things that you can do in moderation.
Oh, come
So
on,
when you
Jesse.
when you eat meat,
I got you on this one. You should admit
no,
this one.
you compare murder to an animal and killing
No, I'm not even
animal.
talking about animals right now. Right now, I'm just talking about the fact that the Bible doesn't tell you to do everything in moderation. There's some things the Bible says not to do.
Right, like don't murder.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I don't
Yeah.
understand your
Okay,
point,
so-
to be honest with you.
Well, I'm just dealing with the points that you brought up. So you
What does
brought up
that
the
have to
point
do
about you
with
can't-
killing animals and eating them?
Well, before you brought up the everything in moderation point, you said that animals are made for humans, right?
Right.
And you said that you can't be a Christian. And
Do you
be a vegan.
disagree
So I'm
with me
asking-
that animals are made for human beings?
Yeah, I don't know what it means to be made for. It sounds like a religious thing.
You don't think? You're not a Christian?
I'm not a Christian, no.
Do you believe in God?
No, I don't.
Do you believe He exists?
No, I don't.
Well, no wonder.
What does that mean?
I mean, if you don't believe in God, you would believe in anything that's wrong, man. You can't help yourself. Satan is your daddy. So you would believe there's vegan stuff. So I now understand.
Well, but you just said it's possible to be... Isn't it possible to be a Christian and a vegan?
I doubt that.
You acknowledge that it's possible to be a vegan and be
I doubt that.
against abortion. You can also be Christian and you can be vegan. Well, let me ask you this one, Jesse. Before the everything in moderation point, you said to be a Christian.
But why would you
can't be
quote
vegan.
the Bible about when I said that God said do all things in moderation, and you brought up killing in the Bible? Why would you quote the Bible? You don't even believe in God. You don't even believe there is a God. Why would you use the Bible as a quotation?
The reason that I pointed to the Bible is you pointed to the Bible to say everything in moderation, therefore eat meat in moderation. So I just pointed out the Bible doesn't tell you to do everything.
How
in
do you
moderation.
know that?
Well, because I know that there's commandments to not do specific things in the Bible.
How do you know that there are commandments not to do specific things in the Bible?
Well, I mean, pretty much everyone in Western civilization has heard the Ten Commandments at some point.
Oh, you heard them.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course.
You never read them. You just heard them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've read them on paper, but I'm not well versed in the Bible. But Jesse, let me ask you.
I
this,
gotta
unless you
run,
got a
man. You
question.
wait. I gotta run, Isaac.
okay.
I'm sitting there for James today, and so many other people on. But continue not to believe in God, and continue not to eat animals, and you'll suffer. Just suffer and die.
Okay, and Jesse, if I call you back sometime, the one thing that I'd like to know is where in the Bible it says you have to eat meat. Because I like you. I think you're a nice guy. Not trying to be mean, but I don't think it says that. I think that's wrong. I think
But you don't have a right
and
to quote the
vegan.
Bible. Say you shouldn't be quoting the Bible.
What would it mean for me to have a right? If you're talking about some religious
You don't even
right, it's
believe
gonna
that
be-
God exists.
I don't have a right to quote the Bible? I thought
No.
you believed in free speech.
No, you can't quote
No,
the
I have
Bible.
free
Stay
speech.
away from the Bible.
So you-
A lot
what
of
about
people
free speech?
already suffering from Satan's children quoting the Bible and teaching the Bible to them.
so what about free speech?
Isaac, yeah, you can quote the
Well,
Bible.
go
I'm just
ahead.
kidding.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can quote the Bible if you want. I'm
Yeah,
messing
I
with you.
know. It's okay.
Isaac-
All right, I'll call you back sometime, Jesse.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks to you too. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Amazing.